Hashtag no music, no intro. Sunday night, Saints Block Party podcast. We're back. We're here talking Saints, talking training camp. I like how our dude, White Wealth, has already made me laugh in the chat right before he came on. He said, should we be worried? Yes. Summed up the live stream for y'all. Be well.
Listen, I don't put too much thought in those thumbnails, so,
Gotta get them clicks. Speaking of which, if you're watching,
still working on it. I gotta figure out the game, the clickbait game, man.
Yours has gotten a lot better. Speaking of which, call to action if you are watching this on YouTube or live stream, or if you're watching this on Twitter, please watch. You can watch it on Twitter. Please watch the live stream on YouTube instead. Like, subscribe. Football next Saturday, Ron. Next Saturday, bro. Preseason back.
Actual football.
Cardinals back. We have a lot to talk about. It's funny because we were originally was going to record this Thursday night. Life happened. Didn't end up recording Thursday night, so then moved it to Sunday night. I will say the mood, had we recorded Thursday night compared to the mood now, a little different because the offense has gotten going a little bit. O-line looking a little better. Penning looking just things are going in the right direction, right?
It was looking nasty Thursday, boy. That just shows you just following day-to-day training camp is just not the best analysis.
It's not, man. It isn't at all. But hold on, let me make sure we're going live. Yep, we're live on Twitter. So that said, with football actually going to be happening, Cardinals game, that means our watch parties, our Zoom live streams are back next Saturday. You have to be a Patreon to be a part of that. Our dude Tyler, speaking of which, is finally made a live stream. He said he's here. Shout out to Tyler. Tyler's one of the mainstays in
OG of Zoom, bro.
For sure. If you're not a Patreon, if you're not a YouTube member yet, like the Zooms and the meetups and everything that comes with it makes it worth it. And I don't want to be too pessimistic in saying this, but I feel like maybe this season the Zooms are going to be therapeutic and cathartic, and it needed.
Yes.
It needed,
man. Tell you.
So the thumbnail says, "Should we be worried?" I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna shift to the good. I'm gonna say we as fans should be worried because there are some people on the team who are worried. Quite a few people on the team who are worried. So if they're worried, which means they are around the team every single day, they see things that we will never ever see, even if we were at Irvine. And there's just some sentiment that the things that should be gelling maybe aren't gelling as much, and they are worried potentially of how the season may go. Shout out to our dude Greg Rosenthal. Had an amazing brunch with Greg yesterday. It was great to touch base, catch up with him, and everything. And I'm not going to steal this part of it, but I do want to make mention of something that he said when we were talking about the Saints. Is that if you think about the teams in the NFL that have the most variance, right? And I said this in our Discord. The Saints may be the team that has the widest range of variance of all the teams in the NFL. Meaning, in some way, you could easily see this team winning 3 or 4 games. And in other ways, you can see them winning 9 or 10 games. It just depends. There aren't many teams like that in the NFL that you can say that about.
Yeah. But I think the only thing pretty much everybody could say for sure is they're not winning a Super Bowl. It's not a contender. But the range of wins, it's literally it's who knows, bro. Would not shock me one bit if they picking top 5 in the draft. Wouldn't shock me one bit if they, punch 10 games and, slip into the playoffs, win the division. Wouldn't shock me. Probably it'd shock me a little bit more, but it wouldn't shock me. Can't even say 10 games from Dennis Allen? Boy, he got that extension waiting on him, boy.
with that week 2 to week 7 stretch, nigga.
Oh, that would show me a lot. I'll put it like that. That would show me a lot. It
would shut us up. I think it would shut us both up, right?
Shut me up, man.
Now, what's the big you dropped this during the season last year. It's like we won, but like at what cost? What is it called again? The theory?
Man, I forgot the name of that shit. God damn it.
Right here.
What's that? Pure.
There you go.
Pure victory. Pure victory. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what the Saints winning 10 games this season would feel like, bro.
It would be, yeah. Yeah. It depends how it looked, though. But like if the offense was like cooking, and like they finally found like a groove, like Dennis Allen finally found a groove with Clint Kubiak. But the problem is that Clint Kubiak will leave and go get a head coach, y'all. We'll be right back to square one, man. I don't know.
Ernika says, "Do y'all trust the new OC to take over the playbook?" Yeah, like this is all Clint Kubiak. There's no it's his offense. It is his offense.
His 100%. Offense. Like it's not just him. It's like he got his quarterback coach, he got his O-line coach, he got his offensive assistant that's been in the league for 80 years. Like it's his offense, man.
Everybody, through and through. That's okay. So, starting with that point of there are people within the organization that are worried about how the team's going to be this season. I do want to shine some light on some of the good that's come out of training. I want to focus on the good, and then we might get a little dark. Last couple of days, Derek Carr has been coming around, having some good practices. We're seeing the offensive line play a little better. Even when we were going to record on Thursday, like we could say a theme has been, and it's hard to judge it a little bit with the O-line, but like Chase Young, like they may have lucked out, bro. Like they may have lucked out and gotten. It's early. Maybe gotten like a solution at edge. Or the O-line's just terrible and just Chase Young is just feasting on them. Why not? I don't know.
Like, it's hard to figure that out, but I will say, like, the past couple of days, just reading the reports, it sounds like, Fuaga has held his own against Chase Young. So, it could be one of them things where it's just a give and take. Chase Young's going to win some, and, got a rookie. He's going against a rookie in Fuaga who's learning on the job. So it's going to be some up and downs. That's the positive viewpoint of it. There's going to be some give and take. There's going to be some ebbs and flows of this whole thing. But man, Chase Young, dude, like I said on the last time we recorded, man, you could look at him. He just looked different on the defensive line. He's long, big, paws. He moves well, bro. And like I think this neck thing has been like an issue for him for years. So like this is
wow.
Like this is something that you might be getting a new guy. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like completely different guy that we've been seeing in the league for a while. What somebody said.
Can we just talk about a little bit for a second that Chase Young been playing with the bum neck for years, and
just gonna use the Saints help plan.
Oh no! Did that Peyton Turner just reactivate his little toe again, bro?
We'll talk about the injuries later. We try to keep it
okay. All right.
Because we got a lot of injuries
to talk about. They piling up. I know our dude Mark, his agenda against Matt Rhea just full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Lewis said, Derek and Rattler, is there a similarity? My question is, if Kubiak cooks this season, who does he want as a quarterback long term? I don't think there is a similarity between Derek Carr and Spencer Rattler. Like, besides that, they both play quarterback.
Yeah, very different players. What's been interesting about the quarterback thing, and Underhill wrote about this recently. Basically, at first it was looking like, okay, Jake Haener solidified number 2. Just write him in the book. He's going to be the number 2. But then, last week or two, it's like we talked about. We want to see Spencer Rattler just keep improving incrementally, and that's what he's done, man. Is getting better and better and better to the point where now, reportedly, he about even with Haener, which for a rookie to be even with somebody that's been in the league a year already, I'm just saying. And then they got rid of Nick Peterman.
Thank God.
This week. Thank goodness, who was just stealing snaps. Like,
this nigga just stealing snaps, bro. It was on our radar when they signed him. It never made any fucking sense. It never made sense.
Every time I read a report, Nick Peterman, I'm like, I'm not even reading the Nick Peterman stuff. Like, why is he getting snaps?
Why?
Every snap should be going to Haener and Rattler. Period. And Carr, obviously, but period. That's where it is. But yeah, it's fascinating, man. That QB battle is fascinating.
Listen, we said this in training camp. We just wanted to see that steady improvement from Spencer Rattler. The reports we're getting from Spencer Rattler in training camp compared to the reports we were getting from Spencer Rattler in OTAs and mandatory minicamp, night and day, bro. It's night and day.
Man.
Go ahead.
And here's the thing, man. It's like I can't wait to see the preseason game and how much time he's given, because he's a gamer, bro.
They gonna let him cut. My question is, do they cut him loose? Because that's
what I'm saying.
Because they cut him loose and he can go out there and he put on a show.
And look, and that's what I've been hearing. Like, even in camp, like, he a gamer, bro. Like, he gonna break out the pocket. He gonna scramble a little bit. He gonna try to stick them throws in. Like, he's gonna make, like, he's the only quarterback in camp that's gonna make those throws, quote unquote, those throws where it's like defense is on this guy, but I'm gonna put this ball on a line, on a dart, and I'm gonna stick it in there. And he has that mentality. We know Carr does not have that mentality.
No,
we know that. Jake Haener, who's looked good. Like, this is not like Jake Haener's looked bad. Like, he's actually looked good. He's been consistent. He's looked good in camp. But you start to see that ceiling. Like, how far can we really go with Jake Haener? But like, do you see a future with him being the guy, or do you see like having a good backup, which is fine if he becomes a good backup? Whereas Spencer Rattler, when you look at the arm talent and his ability, it's like he has the talent to be the guy.
Yes.
Will he put it together? We don't know. We do not know. It is quarterback is one of the most difficult positions. It's hard. So we have no idea if he has but he has the talent there. And he's showing improvement, which is all you want to see.
All you ask for, bro. All you ask for from a rookie quarterback drafted in the 5th round. The fact that he's picked up an NFL offense, and that just goes to his vision. Even in college, when he transferred from Oklahoma, he wanted to go to a team that ran a pro style offense. Like, he wanted that early. Like, that was a thing he sought out when he transferred to South Carolina. I'm just preseason gonna be fascinating, man. Preseason is going to be fascinating.
And look, the thing is, people had him mocked going late 2nd, 3rd round. People were surprised. So let's just say he didn't get drafted in the 1st. Let's say he got drafted in the 2nd round. Like, we'd be looking at this totally differently, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody would be looking at it differently, but it's just the fact that he's a 5th rounder. Everybody's kind of like, he's just a 5th rounder. No, man, this dude is talented, bro.
And I mean, it's been said that if the teams who needed quarterbacks hadn't addressed quarterbacks, we had a record? Was it 5 quarterbacks? 6 quarterbacks drafted in the 1st round. Had one of those teams
never happened.
Had one of those teams not drafted a quarterback in round 1, I know Atlanta was looking very hard. Like Spencer, if they hadn't drafted Penix in round 1, Spencer Rattler would have been Atlanta Falcon in round 2. Like, that much I know, like, for sure. And maybe there's some other teams, and who would have maybe done the same thing. So it's fascinating. Let me catch on some questions on the chat. Chris is maybe saying that Chase Young's on them PEDs while he looking at
Hey, bro. Catch that shit next year. I ain't worried about it.
RG Scott says, just tuning in. Quick question. How soon you'll think it be before we see Spencer the Rattler? I just think so much. That's why this preseason to me is so fascinating, because if he goes, I'm not going to say go out there and performs like Russell Wilson did when he was going against, I can't even think who the quarterback was, the Seahawks at the time.
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn. There you go. That was creepy that we both said that at the same time. If he goes out there and has like anywhere close to a preseason like that, and I can say this, it feels like Derek Carr and his camp are terrified of Spencer Rattler. Like, it feels like that. Like, that's weird.
Weird, man. I've been getting some mysterious tweets in my mentions. I'd be like, is this the Carr family? All these,
yes. Yes.
T-Man 388946 with one follower is like, I don't know. Is this a bot or is it the Carr bots?
I'll say this is something I've been told. That's not even I picked up on it. Just if you go to the profile and you see that their location may be Northern California somewhere. I'm just saying. Let's see. For sure, this is Lewis. For sure, I just take this team seriously. At some point, we need a definitive franchise quarterback. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Timu Mahomes going to cook this preseason. Let us pray. We'd love to give Tony. We'd love to give the beat writers covering camp a true sermon. Ask them, if Carr got hurt in a regular season game, would they send Rattler or Haener out there?
It's hard to say. I think right now it'll be Haener. But I mean, it depends. Like, if it was for a game, it'll probably be Haener. But like, I think it would take somebody to make an executive decision, like play the young guy, like, you know what I'm saying,
like Clint Kubiak. Yeah, I part of me feels like some of it would be like, is he ready? Blah blah blah. But also just how this team operates, I feel and know that some of it would probably be like, well, if we put Spencer in there for like a half and he just balls out. That
job gone.
But you would think, right?
Yeah.
You would think. Oh, speaking of Timu Mahomes, got a little Texas Tech. Okay, so anyway, we're still focusing on the good. Jordan Mims looking like he might end up being running back 3, maybe running back 2. Who knows? Oh, nope.
Never mind.
Can we talk about how an underrated thing, and it's been on my radar, that like Holker is just out there at tight end 1, bro. It is not like a story. Like, he's an undrafted free agent who's likely going to be the starting tight end come week 1, and no one's just hold on, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's and good. I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
like he got.
But it's like, I just want to see it play out, because, I mean, it's hard for rookie tight end, like first round pick rookie tight ends to really make an impact. But undrafted, I just want to see if it really translates to the game. And he's like a kind of a smaller tight end. He's about 6'3", but he got long arms.
He looked big, though.
He looked big, right? But he's like 6'3", moves well. I mean, this is going to be a tight end dependent offense. So
it is.
Like, he's going to get the snaps.
And Clint's going to play the tight end he feels best suits his offense. And because I heard this even before the Juwan Johnson injury, I had heard that Juwan Johnson wasn't a great fit for what Clint Kubiak likes to do at tight end.
Wow.
And Holker, maybe Holker and Jacobson are more in the role of what Clint Kubiak is wanting for his offense. So it's just such an underrated thing that it's not really talked about. It's like, oh, Holker's out there, and like at times you'll read like he's helping in on blocks, or helping on blocks that's leading to productive pass plays or whatever. Just anyway, so we got Holker at tight end 1, Mason Tipton still making. I think he got a chance to make the team, bro. Like no one has separated themselves from the wide receiver room. I know we'll talk about the injuries, but like Bub Memes injured. Finally, A.T. Perry starting to wake up a little bit, making plays the last couple of days of training camp. Yep. Man, trying to play, coach, trying to play. But I would just say, in a vacuum, if you were to take what you've heard or what they've seen from Mason Tipton and compare that to what you haven't seen from Bub Memes this season, like it would make sense to me if Bub Memes just caught like that toe IR injury. You know, he just became like a red shirt.
Yeah,
and
disappointing too, because I wanted to see something from Bub Memes, but he's been banged up, and even when he wasn't banged up, he wasn't really doing much. Back to the running back position, I was listening to Ross Jackson on his podcast today, Locked On Saints. Make sure you check that out if you don't already. But he went in pretty much in depth how like AK back. That's what he said. Alvin Kamara is back, and what he really meant was like previous couple last seasons, you kind of see Alvin Kamara kind of like put boxed into a role where now we're seeing him used in the slot early in camp. He's used in the slot. Screens. They've been busting like huge screen plays, big plays out of the screens, end arounds. You've been seeing him bouncing outside, not bouncing outside, but having targeted runs where the point of attack is outside the box. So you're seeing and he said he's been looking great. He looks athletic. He looks elusive. Caught like a slot fade for a touchdown earlier today. Like kind of similar to that one against the Vikings in the playoff game.
Oh, yep.
2017. And this is the fact that they're doing this stuff early in camp means this is like
a staple.
Should be staple stuff in the offense, which is what we've been screaming about for years. Years now. It's like, what are we doing?
Even before Sean left, bro.
Even before Sean left, like, what is going on? And so we'll see how that works out. But that's just promising to hear. Just to hear that look, because if AK 2017, 2018, probably never gonna see that. But we get like some of that back. Man, then the offense is fun to watch again.
Woo!
Please.
Fun, man. Fun. I still think I have obviously it's going to be very O-line dependent. But I think you could get maybe not with this O-line, but to some degree, some AK resurgence, much like the Christian McCaffrey resurgence we've seen in the Niners. And that takes a lot of things, right? That is great offensive scheming. That is the offensive line playing well. That's all those are like married together for that to happen. But the talent is there. I know the talent. And we've talked about this. Mark said on the inverse, the death-defying AK is awful. It's positive right now, Mark. Positive. We got plenty of negative talk about. Don't you worry one bit. Just that. And sorry, the point I was going to make is that said, if he's back, I know if I'm him, I know his agent talking to Mickey like, you see my client doing the training account, right? Y'all got his replacement that said he was gonna take his spot. Where he at? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he had okay. Oh, Jamal Williams, he was gonna be a great shot. Oh, okay, he ran in mud last year. So like, what are y'all doing with my client's contract, nigga? Like, I know his agent is like.
And look, I like the way AK approached it. He could have came in and been like, "Oh, I'm a hold in." He came in there. He going to work. And it's up to the Saints to, him and the Saints to kind of find that middle ground.
Yep. Dante said, "AK ball out, and yesterday's price will not be today's price. Sure won't.
Inflation, baby.
Sure won't." Thought to hit up the wide receiver. Something I tweeted about yesterday. I feel like it's another underrated storyline of camp is this may be and again, he's a young player, so it makes sense. This may be the most mature version of Alontae Taylor that we've seen. He sounds like he's making plays in camp. It sounds like he's locked in. He's matured. He's maybe bought into this role, his role now of being a slot corner. And listen, I know how down the team has been on Alontae. I've talked about it at nauseum. Maybe not so much on the pod, but if you know, you know. Team has been very, very down on Alontae. A lot of that was probably immaturity, not in the playbook, not, he's just one of those players where very, very arrogant and very sure of himself, but hasn't done a lot in the league to warrant it, maybe, right? And it feels like all that, maybe the benching against the Rams and what have you, like, it seemed like he's humbled himself. I'm just going by just right off of impressions. Sounds like he's humbled himself a little bit. And if you get an Alontae who's dialed in, serious about the slot, man, even just watching the clips that we see from Guantanamo Bay, the talent is so evident. Like, it is like just the way he moves and how big and long pause he is, bro.
Never been in question. His talent has never been in question.
Ever.
He looks like a legitimate cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Legitimate. And you watch the one-on-ones with him and Chris Olave. Him and Chris Olave made it a point to like be on each other this year. And they battled it out. You know what I'm saying? Chris trying to burn him and he trying to get Chris. He talked about it today, either today or yesterday. I watched his presser, and he talked about how Tyrann Mathieu, pulled him early this offseason. Like, look, bro, you going in your third year. Like he told Alontae that, look, when I was going in my third year, veterans players told me it's time to step it up. So he's doing the same to Alontae. Like, bro, third year, let's cut the ball, let's get out. And he said he took that to heart. He said he studied film all summer, looking at all negative things he did, like on the field, trying to find all the holes in his game, prove on that. And he said he locked into the nickel. Because he said himself, last year he was flip-flopping. Like, I want to be an outside cornerback. Oh, no, I'm going to try this nickel thing and flip-flop. He's bought into the nickel spot this year. Bought in, and he's trying to be a great nickel cornerback. He's like he said himself, he just wants to be a great defensive back, whatever position that is. So that's great to hear, man. Like, if he's locked in like that, and he's ready to hone that talent and put like the stuff that you do in the meeting room and the film study and all those little things that go with it
together.
Ooh, come on, man.
Listen, man. We'll talk about the injury piece, but the fact that they could have like the thought of seeing like a healthy Saints secondary, Lattimore, Alontae in the slot, don't vax me, bro, on the outside, Tyrann, and Jordan Howden.
And you got Kool-Aid just chilling. Kool-Aid just chilling.
Get you a sip when you're thirsty, I guess. Mm-hmm. The fact that is the secondary, man, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I really do.
That is, Dante said, I believe in this defense 100%. Steven Martin said, I'm not sold on Rattler. Okay. All right. I mean,
go to Carr family.
Get out of my head, Ryan. I'm not sold on Rattler. All right. Cool.
Yeah. There's a contingent of people that really don't like Rattler, bro. Like, they just do not like him.
I did not. I remember when he was at Oklahoma. I think this was in his second season, right before Caleb Williams took the starting job. I've seen like a couple of games, and I was like,
Yeah.
The hype about him was like huge for Rattler.
Right. I remember that too. I remember a couple years ago, they were like, oh man, this dude gonna be a number one. And I remember watching I think it was one of the Oklahoma games. I was like, this guy?
This nigga? This? Yeah. And so I think after that, I wrote him off without really even giving him much thought after he transferred. And it wasn't until he got drafted, then I started watching him at South Carolina. I was like, this nigga he can play. Like he's not perfect, but you see everything you need to see. Like we talked about, I'm not going to drum the Rattler train, but the talent is evident. Oh, but we have 39, 42 concurrent viewers going right now on a Sunday night. People getting that football feeling back. It's
that like button.
Please subscribe, all of it. I think Rattler, Randy Major said, I think Rattler can be special under the right guidance and patience.
Yeah.
Mark said, I cooked him the rest of his college career without merit. Me too. 100%. Yeah. Like, I remember people went back and saw like a tweet I tweeted about him that our dude Evan Sachs, like he tweeted that he was going to be a Saint, and I was just like, ugh. And this was like 3 years ago, whatever it was, and people like after he got drafted, people were in my mentions. I was like, people can change their minds. It's okay. Okay, yeah. This is 100%. Okay, Dante Mark. Before you kick Steven out of the chat, I just want to read it. Okay. Rattler didn't win at any level. He got suspended and missed high school championship. Then at Oklahoma, he got benched and lost his quarterback one position to a guy that paints his fingernails. If that is not a Derek Carr family member.
Man, that's probably Carr. That's Derek Carr himself. Derek Carr in the chat, man. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Get him out. That man in Irvine just, I know when he watched Spencer throw that ball, bro, he just be fuming, bro. Ooh, just catch this light skinned Negro right here. Anyway, anything else positive? Oh, Brian Bresee is back, which is a positive thing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about just from positivity?
One interesting thing, they've been working Cam Jordan in the middle a lot. You know, a 3-tech spot. That's just been interesting because I think he's the most he's had it done was like 25 times over his career or something like that.
Wow.
And it's been something that, like, Saints fans, we talked about many times, like, kick Cam Jordan in the middle. They just don't do it. I don't know. Yeah, they don't do it. I don't know. Whatever. This year, they finally do it, like, consistently in practice. I don't know if they're making it a thing or they just trying to get some looks to see how he looked at it. I saw, like, one snap, Cesar Ruiz blocked him pretty well. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to take it. So, I mean, we'll see. It's just something interesting. They're playing a lot of, they're just trying to move things around on the defensive line. The defensive line is a huge question. It still is a huge question. But the possibility of Chase Young changes the dynamic quite a bit.
Everything, bro.
I'm going to whisper it. Dante, close your ears, bro. Foskey been making a few plays here. Foskey. I say Foskey, baby. Making a few plays, bro. I'm just saying.
So I need to see a week one against the Panthers, nigga.
I agree. But I'm just saying he making a couple of plays. I ain't saying he's looking great. But, I've read his name. Like at least I'm reading his name. Shit. God damn it.
That name was nowhere to be found last season, bro.
Except on an injury report. Shit.
Dante said, I need more Wolf. No cap, no filter. Saying said, don't want Spencer starting at no point this season, especially behind this offensive line. Let Carr and DA go down with this.
Honestly, it wouldn't even be about, like, if they made that move to put Rattler in, it wouldn't be about wins and losses no more. It's about let's see what we have in the rookie. And honestly, with a poor offensive line, I'm not saying it's ideal, but he's the type of quarterback that, like,
you would want behind. Yeah.
Yeah, like he could make, lemons out of lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Like he has that ability where Derek Carr cannot. Like we know he cannot make lemons out of lemonade. It has to be perfect for Derek Carr.
Nigga just messing up the whole phrase. Nigga said making
lemons out of lemonade. It's kind of accurate. Like for Carr, he makes lemons out of lemonade. That makes sense.
You're right. Nice recovery. Had that quarterback recovery speed. I think we hit on all the positive things that at least I can think of at the top of my head. I'll say this: I'm still a little not sold on our special teams punter and kicker. It just that's just a thing that I want to like. It sounds like Groupie's having a good camp. Well, again, guys, got to see it in the game. Got it. Like I went to 3 Saints games last season. Texans, Bears. Rams, Bears, and I think in at least 2 or 3 he was inconsistent as hell in the Texans and the Bears game, bro. Like, so I gotta see it, man. I gotta see it.
Games all that matter. I don't care. You could kick 100% in training camp, but gotta see it in games.
Randy said Rattler will run out of the pocket every chance he got sometime to his own detriment. That's a rookie thing though. Like that's not a Rattler thing.
Like that's just part of the growing pains of being a young, quarterback who could run a little bit. Like they gonna, hit the exit door. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta learn how to process better. You know what I'm saying? You got to come up with the answers. The offensive coordinator have to give you the answers because they just gonna move. But
I'll say this about I've watched more Spencer Rattler tape in college than any prospect I think I've ever watched my entire life. The way he was at Oklahoma compared to how he was at South Carolina, even in those 2 different offenses, 2 different teams, he matured very much at South Carolina, where he didn't try to escape and run from the pocket as much as he did at Oklahoma. A lot of his Oklahoma games, he would drift back in the pocket a lot unnecessarily. If you go and watch his games at South Carolina, is a much different player. Like his footwork was better. He didn't drift as much. I've watched a lot of him. So again, the talent to me, like the talent's there. Is like the rest of it. That all has to come together. We don't know. All I know, man, is that some of them clips that the Saints been posting from Area 51, when they posted the Spencer Rattler clip, like that shit just looked different. It just looked different.
Yes, sir. And team knows it too.
Crystal, bro, that Chris Olave, bro, that one that went viral recently, where he was asked, Chris, can you tell us like there's been one play that you thought you guys were going to be good this season? He gave that nervous laugh.
Not really.
Not really. Should we be worried? Nigga, Chris Olave worried. Should we be worried?
Speaking of Chris, like Olave talking about that too. Like, man, Chris Olave trying to show that he got that dog in him this year, man. Like he more vocal this year. Like I see in clips, you just see him trying to be more physical and stuff like that. We'll see how it translates, but he wants to be, like an all-pro wide receiver, bro. Like he wants to be great. You know what I'm saying? He has that ability. He been catching everything, like, bro. He got talent, man. I know people kind of go back and forth, like, oh, he's not a number 1, this, that, and the other, and maybe we'll see how his career works out, bro. But the dude got talent, man. The dude gets open constantly. He's smart. He takes care of his body. Like, the dude just been available since being a rookie. Yeah, he might miss a game here and there with the concussion stuff and stuff like that, but like he got hurt earlier this camp, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
The hip. I remember what it was, hip or something, and he bounced right back.
Came back.
So, and they need him, bro. Like, whew, Lord have mercy. They need him and Shaheed.
We all right.
Transitioning.
Let's catch up on the chat real quick. Truly believe if DA had Pat. Okay, I'm not going down that aisle. He was always good at extending plays regarding Rattler. Allen is a terrible coach. We all know if Carr gets hurt, they will trot out Taysom out. No, they're not. The
Taysom QB thing is over.
Done. That Spencer, the Rattler throw to AT was beautiful. Rattler quarterback one after the Cowboys and Eagles fuck us up. Of course we will. I'll say this. One thing I do love about the schedule is we gonna get answers real quick, bro. Like we won't know. We won't know.
None of that fluff from last year, like all that fluff. Nah, bro. We get straight to business this year. You know,
no foreplay.
Nope.
Get the one little hand job from the Panthers, bro, and then it's just straight in that shit, bro.
Straight in there, bro.
What else? Carr goes down second quarter against Dallas, and Jake is coming again. Rubbed off. Got to be one of the most pause-worthy statements. Dash said that. D, how many wins?
What did we say? We did the schedule breakdown. What did we say?
What was it, 8 or were we at 9? We forgot a game. We left a game on the schedule.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Big dummies.
I'm feeling 7. I just feel like 7. 7 wins.
Bro, you read my mind, bro. Just right on it, bro. 7. I was thinking 7. All right. So now we're getting to maybe some not positive things that's come from training camp. This might be a longer episode. We got a lot to catch up on. So thank y'all for Dane said going in dry. No KY, no lube.
All right.
That's just a ripple. Anyway, sorry. Don't demonetize us, YouTube. We're just having fun. One of my biggest. Oh, Mark said we didn't say 6 in the prediction episode. We had more than 6. I swear we did.
Yeah,
we had. I want to say we had 8, and then we forgot a game, which we think we would have put it at 9, or maybe it was 7, and that went up to 8. Anyhow, yo, Wolf.
What up?
I'm looking at you, man, and looking like you getting slimmer, man. And I'm noticing that I'm dropping some pounds. And the last time we did this Vertimax ad, we were a little heavier in our lives. And we can safely say that Vertimax is where you need to be to help improve your athletic performance.
No question, man. And look, if you know about Vertimax, you've seen guys like Alvin Kamara jump out the building. How do you think he does that? That's because of Vertimax. Drew Brees, the athleticism he's shown, shaking Falcons players, diving in the end zone. Ooh. It's Vertimax. So, I mean, Vertimax.com, you definitely should check that out, folks, because it's helping everybody.
With Vertimax at Vertimax.com, you have the V8 platform, you have the Raptors. They're designed to enhance physical jump, agility, and power. It helps create more athleticism and gives you a foundation to be great at what you want to do. Go check it out at Vertimax.com, the V8s, the Vertimax Raptor, Vertimax.com. Check it out. I'll start. We can talk about the injuries. We can talk about Trevor Penning. We can talk about the O-line being a mess. We can talk about receivers behind Olave and Shaheed. Like, the depth is just ass water. The most alarming thing I have seen in training camp is the clips that they have shown from Guantanamo. How late Derek Carr is on his passes, bro. It is
against air. Like, what are you doing?
Like to me, I'm like, if this is happening in training camp, nigga, we cooked, Ryan, cooked, bro. That play where, Chris Olave had, I don't even know who it was, had some cornerback beat, and you can make the case.
Red Giant or something else.
And yes, Chris Olave, getting back to him being a dog, he should have came down with it, all that.
Yeah, I hear that.
I get it. I hear that, but his man was beat, and the pass was late, and the cornerback came in, like, it allowed him to come into the play to make the play on it. Another play, was it to Mason Tipton? I don't even know who it was. Same exact shit, bro. Like the wide receiver's wide open, like open. If this is happening in training camp against Air, and you're supposed to go into Dallas, that's my concern. Like, the ball got to be out. It's like we're seeing, and I get it. We bullied them, and we still are going to bully them about the whole training camp thing and not having fans there. I kind of get it a little bit now, bro. I kind of get it, bro.
Makes sense.
And if fans were there and was seeing that shit, it don't matter if the fans are like California Saints fans or they came from, bro. Saints fans are gonna let you know how we feel. Period.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Period. Them boo birds. The Derek Carr where Olave's wide open, he just missed the pass, bro. Oh, that's on me. We cooked.
My fault.
It's your fault.
Right.
We can talk about everything else, but that to me is just so on my radar. And shout out to our dude Corey on the 28 to 3 podcast, who did like a little like breakdown of the ball. He's just holding it. He's still, and this is who he is. He has to wait to see the receiver open before he throws it.
Exactly.
And a very distinct difference when we're talking about Spencer Rattler is that Spencer Rattler, and I know Greg Cosell kind of came on this podcast and said he doesn't throw with anticipation, and maybe that is true to some degree. He for sure throws with more anticipation than Derek Carr does. Like, it is not close.
That's the thing. Like, Carr operates like he has this hose that he could just stick the ball in. And it's not that he doesn't have a weak arm, but he doesn't have like a bazooka either. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he has to throw with some anticipation. He has to, man, he just don't see the field like that, bro. Like, he's not that dude. He's not that dude that people want to believe that, he can see the field and he's, play with anticipation and stuff like that. That's not him, man. It's not him. He's kind of rudimentary, to be honest. And that's kind of the theory, the hope that Clint Kubiak helps him out because he's going to simplify things. A lot of play action, high level, low to high level reads and stuff like that. So, okay, 1, 2, boom. Got to treat this man like he a rookie, bro. Like, if this, then this, then, well, Drew Brees, it was like if A, then B, then C, then E, then F. It was so many different options. Where you got to simplify it for Derek Carr, man, which is crazy because the dude like in his 12th year.
Year 12, bro. Year 12. Carr reaction when them live stats rolling with his brother interviewing him was amusing. I don't treat him. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I didn't either. That open practice back home will be an interesting one.
Well, is that like 2:00 on like a Wednesday, right? That's
open. So that's the big thing that's just been on my radar. Just watching the clips and just the. But we could talk. I don't know where you want to take it in terms of things that does have us legit worried.
I'll tell you what. I mean, we're happy we were last week. I'm not gonna say I feel better now, but man, on New Orleans.football. They had like an entire video of the 101s, DBs versus wide receivers. And I watched that whole thing and I can't be like, man.
Big sicko.
we got some problems at wide receiver. And it was funny because like the next day they signed Puka's brother.
Samson Nacua, bro. And the safety. And I think they signed the safety too. Nacua safety. I see the vision. I see it.
But I was like, and he signed up Marquez Callaway back too. Like,
so much has happened, bro. Forget.
I know, right? Forgot all about that. But yeah, man, like, I'm not like it's Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, but then you got a guy like Mason Tipton who he's looked good, but he's also like a redundant skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
We have those guys. They don't have the MT position. They don't have that big possession guy. In theory, that was going to be A.T. Perry, and it still might be, but he hasn't really, like, even DA called him out earlier last week. Like, they asked him how's A.T. Perry doing. He's like, he's fine, but fine's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? We started to see A.T. Perry. I guess that got to him, and he's starting to show up a little more, but, you know, we'll see. But, man, outside of the top 2 wide receivers, it's just not looking – we need somebody else to just really step up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Taysom might be the number 3 wide receiver, bro. Taysom here.
Like, this is the receiver position. Like, it's the funny thing is you texted me that you watched it and you came away super, super concerned about the receivers. And then literally either the same, like it was the next day, my friend is like, the team worried about wide receiver, bro. The team was worried about wide receiver. Team also worried. It was, it was a little running joke in the podcast. We talk about, like, damn, Derek Carr didn't flew any of the receivers out to train. Yeah, well, a little quarterback receiver.
Like, you remember Drew Brees to fly the receivers out to San Diego? They'd be on the beach. Even nigga like Mark Sanchez.
Nigga had Tavius Jones in San Diego practicing, nigga.
Had Brandon Coleman out there. Remember Mark Sanchez to have like Jets West?
Yes.
Everybody out there. Yes. Yeah, everybody out there. I don't hear nothing about Carr, bro.
Man,
we had church. We had church, man. What you talking about?
Church and Trump rallies. Don't ask much out of me more than that. Can't do it. Well, I put my hand on some Negroes to put the Jesus in them a little bit. Yeah. But like throwing back, I jokingly say that.
I jokingly thinking back to, I think it was around minicamp. It was when minicamp was over and then Carl was just like, I'm tired, man. He just wore out, like he just finished taking the SATs and all that shit. And he said he's mentally exhausted. I remember Jordan was so pissed. Jordan was so pissed at that shit. This man dumb, bro. Like, got a dumb quarterback, man. It's crazy, man. Like, what is going on, bro? And you ain't gonna take the receivers out, and I mean, maybe they did work out. But I know if he would have took them out somewhere, we'd have seen that shit.
About it.
Come on, Carl would have been like, Carl would have put that out somewhere,
somewhere. And so, I gotta be careful of how I say this, but there was, and maybe it's gotten probably better the last couple of practices because of the whole, the offense has been playing better, but it was very evident to some on the team that Carr and the receivers were just not on the same page. It was a theme during like the first week and a half in training camp. And it came, like, I was told that right after you watched. So it just confirmed what you saw, right?
Yeah.
So the wide receiver depth is a concern. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised, but I would not be shocked that come around time where teams are making cuts for, receivers and things like that. They already brought Marquez Callaway back. Like, that's a position I think that's going to be heavily on their radar. A thing for me, we talked about this regarding the offensive line. We can talk about Trevor Penning. We've kind of beaten that drum to death. And it sounds like he just had, maybe had 2 pretty decent practices. Nick Salaverde, man, taking a siesta. Like,
he been Kendrick Miller, bro. He just laid up. Laid up, man.
Yeah. When at a job, bro, you have like that employee that was like awful, like the worst influence on people, bro. That is Peyton Turner on the Saints right now, bro. He like, well, listen, I'm gonna show y'all what y'all need to do to work as less as you need to and still get that bag. Like, follow my direction.
You see you with a good break room, man. Like, man, don't go to that. Good break room, man. Got the TV on up in there and everything.
Two players on the team and Kendre and Nick Soderberry, who were like crucial of the last year's draft class, crucial of the depth and going. And now it's like, you don't even know who left. And Mark said in the chat, we don't know who left guard. Is it Luke? Is it Lucas Patrick? Is it like, we don't know?
Nah, man, it's arguably a bigger question than right tackle.
It really. And I know I raved DA over the coals when he was asked that at like the owners meeting when he said like, we don't know what we have in Nick Soderberry. Nick, I get it now. I get it.
Don't know.
Don't know,
man. Oh, and is it going to be Lucas Patrick? I don't know. Like, and then you got to think about the depth. Like, who?
Ooh.
From what I hear, everybody behind, like, okay, Trevor Penning, he has his struggles, but, he's getting through it. Everybody behind him been bad, man. Like, bad. Landon Young.
Young.
What if, God forbid, something happened to Fuagi? Who? His offensive line, bro, it is.
I'm surprised they didn't bring, Cameron Irvin back.
Hey, make that call.
he got signed by a team recently.
What?
Yes. Cam W said, can we get someone to teach our players how to stretch?
Man, please. It seems like there's a lot of soft tissue injuries.
Tons,
which is weird because that's not why they went out to California, but that was one of the kind of, positives. They're like, okay, it's a more, calmer climate, so maybe you wouldn't get those soft shit. Debo, he's out with a groin injury, I believe. There's a ton of players out right now. Let me pull up. I know Demario Davis, he has a hamstring, but it sounded like DA was saying that, it's not like a huge deal. Like if there was a preseason game coming up, he would be able to go. Who else is injured?
It was Lattimore still out, Kendre, Nick Soderberry,
Shaheed was out with a hamstring. Shaheed was out with a hamstring. Pete Werner got a shoulder. Nathan Shepard got a toe. Peyton Turner, of course, like we talking about.
This nigga's toe.
Turner, bro. Let's get this man out of my face.
Can we cut him? Can we cut him?
Just cut him. I don't want him to be like, oh, what if you go to another? Okay, if you go to another team, ball out. Okay, whatever. Just move on. Sometimes mentally you have to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. Just gonna move on from that. Whatever happens, happens.
Jack Hunter said depth on our team is paper thin, and the season hasn't even started yet. Real.
Yeah.
Eddie Dedon said at least Chase Young is showing out. Yeah, like it's. Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
What was I about to say? It's gone, bro. I don't know.
Not again.
Getting
There'll
old,
be a new
man.
segment on our podcast.
I'm getting old, dog. Hey, man, look, it's 11:04 here, man. My brain is cooked,
bro. Cooked. Trying to think anything else in terms of just worrisome.
Man, it's the offensive line. We talked about tight end. They got the young guys stepping up, but still, just on paper, it's a worrisome position. And then look, cornerback, man, like you got a Debo out. We don't know how serious that is. You got Lattimore out. I mean, it's starting to test that depth a little bit. Like the depth is great at a cornerback, but I mean, it's starting to be tested quite a bit because, okay, do you move Alante back out? Or do you want to keep him focused on the nickel, keep learning that position? You got Kool-Aid, who's looked promising so far. They got the Rez John kid. And I also wanted to mention, it's not a negative, actually a positive. I forgot the kid's name. I think his last name is Orgy. Can't forget the last name. Orgy. But Ross Jackson said, like, that dude been, like, living in the backfield, like, hitting those gap blitzes and all that stuff. Just a lot of little young linebackers they got there just should be interesting to watch in the preseason. Because, like, linebacker is one of those positions in the preseason that you could watch and be like, ooh. Now, sometimes it might be fool's gold, but you could watch him and be like, okay, this kid shows something.
Anthony.
And Anthony Orji. Yep. Guy to watch, you know.
Yeah. Was he an undrafted free agent?
I think so. He was on the team last year, but I don't know if he made it on the active roster.
Got it.
But apparently he's been making some plays.
I've read that as well. Sherm said Peyton Turner like that one friend that got all the government assistance knowing damn well they make enough to live.
Just gotta let him go, bro. Gotta let him go. Like I had to let my Tahoe go, man. I'm like, so many problems with it, but I just ain't want to let it go. Got to fix this on and fix that. Wife was like, just let it go. Like, you're never going to fix it all. I know I'm never going to fix it all. I'm like, you know what? Let that mug go, man. Bye, Tahoe. And you know what? I feel better for it.
We had to get here with our hairlines at some point, right? We just
same thing. It was just same thing, man. He took my barber. My barber said, let it go, bro. You got for your barber to tell you that, because that's him not getting paid no more, pretty much. Like, this is a pitiful customer. I'm telling him, I am not needed for your services anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, time to let it go, dog. I said, what? Yeah. Cut it off, man. Take it off, bro.
What did Wayne say? Wayne, he said he sold this from the 28 to 3 podcast, but he said we could have a linebacking core of Gay and Orji. And then Dash, and then, what did Dash say? Dash is not. Let's see. I work with a guy who went to high school with Anthony Orji here in Texas. Said that boy was a dog. No cap, no filter. Peyton Turner is like Posky's hairline. Need to be let go, bro.
Cut that shit off, bro. Man, Posky hairline make me depressed, man. Like, cut that shit, dog. Why? Let's rock the ball head, son.
So this is an interesting debate as we close up. We have currently still 49 concurrent viewers on right now, 127 views. It is 9 p.m. Pacific time, 11 Central, midnight Eastern. I want to wrap this up just asking this question. We've talked about the Kendre Miller thing. My question becomes, and again, it's early a little bit, but has he shown enough to make the team? I think he makes the team, but how many teams carry 4 running backs? I'm not saying that they're going to cut him. I'm not saying I've heard anything. Just an interesting discussion of, is his roster spot safe?
I don't know. I think at worst, he would get put on the IR or something. But he flirting with that line right now, man.
Man, it feels like
you gotta show, like, do you want this? Like, that's where I'd be at with it. Like, if I was a coach, I'm like, do you want to play football? Like, is this something you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to show it, bro. Because it wouldn't. I mean, I know if I was a team, I'd definitely be looking at that waiver wire come, a couple of weeks once all the cuts start popping off. I'm looking at that waiver wire trying to grab a running back. Come on.
Like, if I'm asking, should we keep Kendrick? Like, I know Sean is not going. Like, he's going to cut either Samaje Perine or Javonte Williams. Like, whoever's going to be the odd man out of that competition, one of them's being cut. I would just take the guy that I know is healthy and can play football. Period. Like, that's me. Another weird thing is I really have not heard really anything from Jamal Williams in training camp. Like, some things here or there, bro. Like,
I mean, what I have heard hadn't been good. I mean,
man, can they cut him and then hire him back as like social media engagement character, bro?
Just put him on the same staff. Social media.
Man, be working with repo and shit, bro. Just not taking snaps away no more.
Everybody just get mad when they put out his little videos or whatever. People just make you mad. Like, shut up. Man, sit your ass down.
Anyway. Oh man, Dante said just been photobombing and playing around. No offensive impact.
Man, I saw a video earlier, him catching a pass. He was running downfield against a linebacker. Boy, I don't know what linebacker that was, but he was smothered. Smothered. I'm like, man, this is trash. That boy would not run any routes. Ever.
I guess this is going to feel like sacrilegious a little bit, but I'd rather have Tony Jones Jr. back than Jamal, bro.
Oh.
It's like that, bro. It's like that. At least Tony Jones had a little wiggle to him a little bit, bro. Just a little bit. I am interested to see Jordan Mims in preseason. Like this, it sounds like this offense. And I said I watched some Fresno State of him when his name started percolating a little bit, and I watched like, man, these niggas slow as hell. But like this Clint Kubiak offense is made for a running back like that. Like just you see it, hit it, go. So I'm excited to see Jordan Mims. We will do a Cardinals preview pod before the game on Saturday. But again, if you are Tony Jones Jr. scored 2 touchdowns and was cut immediately. He scored more touchdowns in the season than Jamal Williams did all last season, bro. Our dude Bunt said cut Jamal and bring in Javonte to compete for running back too. I think Javonte ends up winning that battle, but I would do it for P-Ron. Anyway, so we'll do a preview pod for the Cardinals game, probably like maybe Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. It'll be interesting to see what the plan is, like what the plan is going to be for the game. I would feel like, just touching on a little bit, with it being a new offense, like this should not be a preseason where Derek Carr should be like thinking that he's not going to get snaps. Like he needs reps, bro. He needs reps.
He needs them. And I know I got a feeling that I think they're going to put some of the starters out there, at least for a series or two, because the next week they play the 49ers, right? They'll have the joint practice.
Sure.
And usually we've seen the past couple of years, after the joint practice, they pull back during the preseason game. So I'm just expecting to see starters this week. And then, we'll see how it goes from there. So I'm very fascinated by it, man. I'm so anticipating seeing Rattler. So anticipating to see some of the younger wide receivers, seeing the run game. How much scheme will be there, I don't know, but I think like the base of the scheme we'll see. Right. It's gonna be interesting, bro. It is gonna be very fascinating.
It will be. I wish Lattimore was healthy, for the chance of just seeing like a couple of series of him versus like Marvin, bro. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it, Ryan. So, but we'll talk about the Cardinals game, we'll preview it, and then on Saturday we will have the live stream Zoom. If you're a Patreon member, if you're a YouTube member, you have access to come join us in the Zooms. There's nothing like it. It's tons of fun. I will probably say that we will probably not be recording the recap episode Saturday night. That'll probably come on Sunday because me and Jay are going to see Atlantis, and like I ain't worried about the Saints when we come back, bro. It's gonna be too late. We're gonna go see Atlantis and jack a little peel, get some songs in, and have a good time.
We recap it Sunday, probably rewatch some of the tape Sunday morning, and have some good analysis.
Last one. Lone Man said, will Carr be the first player ever to lose to all 32 teams this year? A loss to the Panthers and Raiders will do it.
Boy, that's a stat for your ass right there.
That's my quarterback, though. Big dummy. A big dumb loser, bro. That's the Saints quarterback right now, bro.
Big dummy.
I could see them losing to the Raiders only because like the Raiders could be the kind of team that just punched them in the mouth, even though like, but like the I don't know, man. I don't know. Although they barely beat the Panthers twice last season, so who knows?
Hey.
They got to win week one. They got to win week one, though, because if they don't win week one.
It's a crazy stat, though, to lose to all 32 teams. That's crazy. It's just crazy that no other quarterback has had that. That's wild. But then you got to switch teams.
Yeah, there's a lot involved with it. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us tonight. This has probably been our most successful live stream since we started doing these. It kind of tracks because football is right on the horizon. We still got 40 concurrent viewers on right now, and like a total like 133 views. So very, very positive, fun, engaging episode. We'll have the same thing coming on the preview pod for the Cardinals game, and then Saturday afternoon, 4:45 Pacific time. We'll get the Zoom up and running for the Cardinals preview, the Cardinals game, preseason game. And we'll go from there. Just thank y'all for the support. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being patient. And we know we missed the episode on Thursday, but we went longer with this one. Make sure we got everything covered. Get you caught up with training camp. One more thing. This is the last thing I want to end this on. How is it that Saints beat reporters and us as just two people who have a podcast who are Saints fans have done more for fan engagement for Saints fans in Southern California than the Saints themselves? Ross Jackson, John Hendricks, Second and Saints podcast this Thursday from 5 to 8 in Fullerton, doing a live show. I'm going to be there. A lot of our listeners and their listeners as well are going to be there organizing this. And the fact that Mickey Loomis had the nerve and the gall to come out and say that they didn't feel like there could be they did. They knew it. They knew that there would be a lot of Saints fans there, and they knew that Derek Carr would play this way in training camp. And so it was a way for them. This just real talk. They knew both things. So don't lie to us, and we will make sure, meaning myself and the Second and Saints podcast will make sure it is on social media of how many Saints fans there are in Southern California to make the Saints organization look like the lying motherfuckers that they have been, just to come out and say that and just lie to our face like that. Like, don't bullshit us. Please don't. But if you're in SoCal, I don't know if the flyer has gone up yet, but if you're in SoCal, it's still coming Thursday on the 8th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It has the venue, the place where the live show is going to happen at. Come, enjoy, have fun. I know Fullerton might be far for some people, but I'll be there. It's gonna be dope, and it's just to celebrate Saints fans in Southern California. It's fan engagement. Maybe the Saints can take some notes. That's all I'll say. Maybe the Saints can take some notes at the organization on how to truly do fan engagement. But anyway, Eddie Don said I think it's going to be a crazy turnout for that live show. There will be. I can guarantee you there will be, as there should be. Those are great people, and who wouldn't want to hang out with Ross and wouldn't want to hang out with John and talk Saints and ball with them. So anyway, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for staying with us as late you have. We'll be back either this Wednesday or Thursday for the preview pod for the Panthers' first week 1 preseason game. With that, we're out.
Peace.